Hi guys, Mac here. I am outside Old Trafford. I am joined by Abdullah, Dave, this guy, and this guy. Manchester United take on Arsenal on Sunday at Old Trafford in the Premier League. We're back in Premier League action. And after 2 victories over Shrewsbury and Midtjylland, United come into it on the back of 8 goals in 2 games. Guys, first things first, what's happened to Manchester United and why have we started to score goals?
Injuries. It's a blessing in disguise. Kids, the hunger's there with the kids, which is not there with the first team. And you've seen the fruits of the labour tonight. So it's a blessing of sorts, not in a good way, but yeah, it's just confidence, and we've done well.
Just before the Midtjylland game, before the away game, we had David De Gea pull out. Before the home game, we've had Anthony Martial and Chris Smalling pull out. Are you worried with those? I know we've got a lot of injuries, but when you've got the injuries to your 3 best players at the moment.
Plus Rooney.
Is he injured as well?
Yeah, we got. I think we've got more injured players than fit players, and that's no exaggeration. I think we've actually got more injured players than fit players. There's problems with it because you can always go and get the odd result. Like we see lower league teams get a result when they don't deserve a result. A team that's made up of mostly academy like that can be thrown together and fight for a result. And you can do that once, you can do that twice, but asking them to do it 4, 5, 6 times like that we're going to probably need them to do to the end of the season is asking far too much of them. There's a reason that they're still academy players. They're still developing in their careers. And, where's it going in now? So there's all these reasons why they're not the world-class first-choice players. And I think what we've got and what we're seeing in the emergence of some of these academy players is that we've got players that we can rely on as periphery players, as squad players, as cover. But when you've got the first choice 11 that's out, is a hell of a side, isn't it? I mean, Rooney, Martial, that's pretty good. And then you're looking at Schweinsteiger missing. You're looking at your best defenders missing in Chris Smalling, in Darmian, in Luke Shaw, and then the keeper in De Gea. Any team is going to struggle with that level of quality missing, and we was a thin, understaffed team as it was, so I think we're massively going to struggle now. If we can take anything to the end of the season, I think we've done well, considering the circumstances we're in at the minute.
You are famous.
And what do you make of the performance against Midtjylland, the youngsters that played, and how do you see this game against Arsenal going?
Well, it's not going to be an easy game because it's Arsenal. It's one of they're above us in the league, and they have a few very good players, like especially Mesut Ozil, who can string out a pass out of his back pocket at any time. So they have a bit of magic. But then again, the thing that makes me positive about it is the record isn't great at Old Trafford. They've got like 2 wins in the last 10 years or something like that. I can't remember, but the record isn't too great. But then again, we are struggling. It's all about whether De Gea, Smalling, and Martial play, because that is our spine. Those are our game changers, because obviously, like Romero, I know he hasn't done too bad in the last few games, but we do need De Gea, because it's going to be a rather tight game, and we could expect Arsenal to take initiative sometimes if we lose the midfield battle.
Who do you fear most from Arsenal? Who do we need to keep an eye on? Is there anyone that you'd play for United to maybe counter someone from their team?
I would have to say I'd play Varela just for Sanchez, because his work rate is unbelievable, Sanchez. And Varela as well for us, he runs up and down the whole game, and he's been great when he's played for us. So I fear Sanchez. He's a world-class player, but we haven't really got the options at defence, the experience, so we're going to have to put a player like Varela there.
Are you confident in the likes of Varela, Riley, who did well today, Rashford? I know they're very young players, but this is a big game. Are you confident that they can come through that test?
I am confident with the future, the players that we have. They've looked great, like in the games that against Midtjylland, but you just don't know with the younger players, because they're going to be hungry to get the goals, to put in the performances to prove the point. But a game like Arsenal, they have big players like Ozil, Sanchez. Like, it's going to be a really tough game to put those players in.
Who would you start? Do you start Rashford, or do you maybe chuck someone else up there and put Memphis up top after he's looking confident today? Give us an idea of who you would start. Maybe not, don't go through your whole 11, we'll be here all day. And how you feel the game's going to go.
I think I'll start with Romero. So we've got goalkeeping wise, bit of lucky. Smalley might be back. Rojo, Blind, Carrick. So midfield. I keep the same midfielders tonight, and up front, I play Memphis, and I definitely put the kid Ashford in as well. Play the two together at the front. Why not?
You think Rashford deserves? Well, of course he deserves to start. You scored 2 goals on your debut. You deserve to start the next game.
Here's my 11. I'm going to play Ollie Byrne in there. I'm going with Tyler Reid at right. I'm going with Warren. I'm going with Roshan Williams. Let's go with Riley at left back. Willock and Rothwell in the middle. Let's go with you know what I'm talking about. We're going with the kids. Let's go with the kids. Balls to it. Let's just see what happens. We've got nothing to lose, have we? Really?
You remember what I said on the live though earlier?
On a serious note,
I thought this would happen when Martial got injured. Memphis would go and Pereira would come in. Could we potentially do that?
I think that's probably the sensible option. I don't know why he didn't do that tonight, and his gamble paid off with Rashford, didn't it?
Is there a problem with Pereira?
I don't think so. No, I think he likes at the moment to put the right players in the right holes, which is a nice change if he can help it. I wouldn't want to see Carrick, to be honest, against Arsenal. I think that's going to be a problem. I think
we need him at centre half.
No, that's where I don't want to see him in centre half. I've got no issue with him playing in midfield, but I think at centre half, I think he's going to get exposed. It happened a couple of times tonight. Arsenal are levels better than Midtjylland, and I think if we do that, we're going to get run absolutely ragged. So I would like to go with an actual centre half. If Rojo's got anything like a match in him, then he's got to start. Whether that be alongside Blind or we don't know what's going on with Smalling. I think you've got to play a centre-half with a bit of speed in him, because I thought that was our issue today. And the rest of it, for me, Rashford has earned his place. You can't, and he's done it before though, when someone's had a great game and then he's just dumped them. But for me, you can't take that off a kid. He's going to be on cloud 9. He's going to be like, check this out, see what happens next.
What's the score prediction?
For Arsenal, a 3-0 win or a 3-0 loss. It's going to be nothing in between.
Yeah, you didn't have score prediction.
I'm going for 2-1 for United. But let the kids play with no fear.
What's the score prediction and how do you see it going?
Well, what we need to do is we need to dominate the midfield against these, because they have players with a lot of energy. They have Coquelin, who's going to be breaking up. It's imperative that Morgan Schneiderlin starts, because once players like Aaron Ramsey get going, he can control the midfield because he's so tireless. And then we also don't want... The last thing we want is Mesut Ozil picking up the ball in between the midfield and the defence, and Theo Walcott and Alexis Sanchez making those runs. So it's going to be really important for us to do that. So that's why we also want pace in our full backs to stop that. But also it's going to be about stopping Giroud as well. Hopefully Blind sometimes can be very intelligent when it comes to defending, so hopefully we can...
Score prediction?
1-0.
1-0. Prediction, I'd go 2-2. And my starting 11 would just be similar to tonight, really. Well, hopefully De Gea will be back by then and Martial, but similar to tonight, but definitely swap Carrick for McNair if Smalling isn't back, because you can't have Carrick at centre-back. He's not a proper centre-back. He's too slow, especially at the likes of Walcott if he plays, and Sanchez. How are you going to get the ball off them? Look at him, Sissieto tonight, easily just put the ball past him and took a shot at Romero. So I'd definitely get McNair in for Carrick and start a similar lineup.
Against Arsenal, it's a worry, and I think it's more of a worry now that they've got absolutely smashed by Barcelona in the first game. So now they're probably not even going to think they're going to go through, and they'll take this game more seriously. Obviously worried with all the injuries. If De Gea's back and Smalling's back, I'm a little bit more confident. But seeing Rojo come on as a sub today, that gives us the options as well. Because if he goes centre half, Daley Blind can go left back. We don't have to throw as many youngsters. And not saying Riley's done badly before Harrison kills me, but you know, maybe that can happen. Anyway, I'm going to say 0-0 and hope I'm wrong and United win. Guys, get your comments in below. Let us know what you think about the Arsenal game coming up. Who's the most feared player from Arsenal? Who do you want to see play and start for Manchester United? What's your score prediction? You know the rest.
We're not going to win the league, but we can certainly have a say in who is going to win the league. And the odds of Arsenal winning the title, 6-1, 8-2. I don't think they're going to win it though.